Bangladesh, not to be taken lightly. They are fourth in WTC. In home conditions, India might be good at home, but it's just as similar as home for Bangladesh as well. I have high regards for Rishabh Pant. I still feel red ball cricket, test cricket is probably his best format.
Dinesh Karthik, if you know the DK very well, was a phenomenal batsman. But when a player like Dhoni was there with leadership skills, DK had to miss out. If KL Rahul is fit, he plays number 5. There is no doubt about that. If Bumrah is available, is Rishabh Pant in red ball cricket. There is no doubt about it.
That's big words, Pritham.
Absolutely.
Really big statement what you're making.
Magnificent catch. Just look at Badri now, diving into it.
Lovely shot. Picks it over the offside. That's a good shot.
Back-to-back boundaries. Hello and welcome to Cric It with Badri. It's another episode of Cric Debate. We have our regular guest, Pritham, here with us. Hi, Pritham. How are you doing?
Good, Badri. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Nice to see another fresh season. Season starts for Team India. Starts off with the Test series, which is not to be taken so lightly because Bangladesh are in good form. This video is presented to you by DIVO News. Let's dive straight into it, Pritham. Bangladesh, not to be taken lightly. They are fourth in WTC. In home conditions, India might be good at home, but it's just as similar as home for Bangladesh as well. We know they have always had a good spin attack, but they have good seam attack as well. So it's not going to be easy for India. And India have announced their squad. We'll talk about it soon as well.
And Bangladesh in good form, beating Pakistan in Pakistan. And Bangladesh batting was good. The seam bowling was good. The spin bowling was good. All bases covered. So when the WTC fixtures were announced some time ago, maybe people thought this was a formality, but I don't think so. It should be a good series, and I think it's good for India also. They'll be tested. They need that before New Zealand. They need that before Australia. But India are a good test side, but it's just not at home. Away also, they've been winning very, very consistently. So India are a good test side, and it's going to take something really special for Bangladesh to even attempt to pull off a win in India. It's not easy.
Yeah, let's look at the squad, Pritham. I'll read out the squad. Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, Sarfraz Khan, Rishabh Pant, Dhruv Jurel, R. Ashwin, Jadeja, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Akash Deep, Jasprit Bumrah, and Yash Dayal. This is the test squad as I have read it. Firstly, let's talk about Rishabh Pant. I think Rishabh Pant is a welcome comeback into the red ball format. He scored a half century in the recently concluded Duleep Trophy as well. I have high regards for Rishabh Pant. I still feel red ball cricket, test cricket is probably his best format. Even though he has an attacking style of play, I think that gives this format gives him a lot of freedom to go out there and play his game. Good to see him back, and he will straight away play in the 11.
First name on the team sheet after Jasprit Bumrah, if Bumrah is available, is Rishabh Pant in red ball cricket. There is no doubt about it.
That's big words, Pritham.
Absolutely.
Really big statement what you're making.
There's no doubt about it.
Virat Kohli, Rohit
Absolutely.
Sharma.
Absolutely. There is no doubt about it. If you just look at the numbers that Rishabh had before that horrible accident, he's not played red ball cricket for the last 22 months. If you look at the numbers before that, he's contributed in South Africa, he scored 100. He's contributed in England, he scored 200s. He scored 100 in Australia. And his presence behind the stumps really lifts up the team. And in India, he had a couple of amazing innings against England. So Rishabh Pant, the red ball cricketer, is different gravy. He's absolutely phenomenal. I think he loves that format. And the team likes it when he's behind the stumps. No disrespect to Jurel, who had a fabulous debut. I think India have the future of wicket keeping is very good with two very, very strong young wicket keepers.
Yeah. Talking about Dhruv Jurel, I think he was there in the previous test team when India played against England. He scored 190 runs in 3 tests. He batted really well. He is the second wicket keeper as of now. But unfortunate that he'll be missing out because a player of the caliber of Rishabh Pant is coming in, and he will, I think, straight away take the place of the first wicket keeper, isn't it?
I think the next 4-5 years is just going to be like this. Dinesh Karthik, if you know the DK very well, was a phenomenal batsman. He was really, really good, and he was a fantastic keeper.
In the
very safe.
In white ball.
White ball. He's a chatterbox. G's up the team. But when a player like Dhoni was there with leadership skills, DK had to miss out. And towards the end of his career, DK played purely as a batsman. I see something similar like that happening. And Dhruv Jurel showed enough of his batting ability against England that at home, at least, he could play if necessary as a batsman. But this is going to go a bit like DK and MS Dhoni is what I
Unfortunate,
think.
isn't it?
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately, being a wicketkeeper, there is only one place in the team in the 11. Speaking of wicketkeepers, he has kept a bit. KL Rahul is also back in the test squad. Remember, he was out with an injury. That's why he was out of the red ball format. But does he have a place in the 11 is what we have to think about, Pratham, KL Rahul. Because Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Sarfraz Khan and Rishabh Pant, they fill up the batting lineup.
I'll stop you right there. If KL Rahul is fit, he plays number 5. There is no doubt about that. His last test innings, he scored 86, Badri. Then in Hyderabad. And then he got injured for the fourth test, which is why Sarfraz came.
Miss out.
Sarfraz has to miss out. And if KL has a bad 2 tests against Bangladesh and a bad 2 tests against New Zealand, then yes, Sarfraz gets a look in being the first reserve. But remember, KL scored 100 in South Africa in really spiteful conditions in December, and then comes in January, scores an 86, and unfortunately hits to deep mid-wicket and gets out when 100 was there for the taking. So KL's got special class. You cannot deny that.
I think KL Rahul is one of the few players I feel is an all-round player. He can play in all formats. Of course, I think his best format, still feel is Test, because he can take his time and play. He's probably technically sound player. And then next comes ODI and T20. This is personally my opinion. KL Rahul, yes, we see KL Rahul at number 5. I feel bad for Sarfraz Khan because as an youngster, he's come in, he's done his bit. He's gotten half century in test matches against England, but then unfortunately he has to miss out. But another talking point is Jasprit Bumrah, probably the world's number 1 bowler. He is back in the squad. Good to see him.
That was a bit of a surprise for me, Badri, because you know how much load Test cricket takes on a fast bowler, and we have 5 tests in Australia. I'm assuming if he's fit, he'll play 4. They'll rest him for 1. I would have personally thought bring Bumrah in for the first test of the New Zealand series, and then see if he has to play the 3rd test. If not, give him 1 test to get some kind of rhythm and then take him to Australia. But I don't know what the selectors are thinking, because you know how much load it takes on a fast bowler's body.
Yeah, but I'm going to a little bit differ with you on this topic, especially, Pratham, because why? Because I think BCCI and Team India, the selectors, basically, they are just sticking to the process. What I feel is the process is they want Bumrah to play test matches. They don't want him to play other format, because now this year 2024 for India, it's all about test matches from here on. They are playing against Bangladesh, then New Zealand, then a big tour of Australia. I think they will manage Bumrah according to the results, because let's not forget WTC rankings and WTC points are also important. You can, even though it is a test against Bangladesh or so-called Binos, but I feel Bumrah will play the first test and second test probably if they win. If India are through, they might rest him for the 3rd test. Again, he might play first 2 tests against New Zealand. I think they will manage him like that according to that, because WTC points is something that they have to consider. And Bumrah, let's not forget, he's an important bowler, a key component of the bowling attack of India.
I completely agree, but the other way to look at it is, if you don't have people, you have people like Akashdeep and Siraj and Yash Dayal. If you're not going to win at home with those bowlers, you need Bumrah, then you actually need Bumrah more in Australia with his experience, is what I think, than in India at home, when Ashwin is going to have a big say, Kuldeep and Jadeja are going to have a big say. So that is why the squad has been announced only for the first test, I think. So I think if India get through this first test, they will not play him in the second test and the first couple of tests against New Zealand, is what I think. But we'll wait and watch, because I think he is the single most important player in the red ball setup for India, especially overseas. There's no doubt about that, considering Shami is also quite, his fitness is uncertain.
Mohammad Shami is still missing. He's still recovering from the ankle surgery that he did. And Akashdeep, he gets recognition. He bowled really well in Duleep Trophy as well. He got 9 wickets. So he's been given a selection. Mohammad Siraj will be probably leading the attack along with Jasprit Bumrah in this first match. So let's wait and watch. I think it's going to be a good series. And as usual, Ashwin and Jadeja, they are there. I think over be it, but in playing in India, I think Ashwin and Jadeja are always going to be a handful.
Yeah, Ashwin, Jadeja, and I think Kuldeep was fantastic in the England series from Test 2 through 5. There is a lot of, if you look at social media, there is a lot of clamour about Akshar Patel playing ahead of Kuldeep. Akshar Patel's come on leaps and bounds as a batsman, no doubt about it. But in test matches, your bowling is what needs to stand out. So Kuldeep proved against England that he could turn matches on flat pitches. So I think Kuldeep will get the nod ahead of Axar is what I think. But that's a very formidable spin attack.
Yeah, plenty of options, especially the spin department, especially Axar coming good and Kuldeep Yadav being in form. If they want to go for a wrist spinner, they can probably go for Kuldeep Yadav because Jadeja already, the finger spinner, is there in the squad. So yeah, that is the squad analysis. As we have seen for the Bangladesh series, Team India have announced their squad, and it's going to be an exciting series. A lot more content will be coming away for the India-Bangladesh series. Thank you, Pritham, for coming on Cric It with Badri.
Thank you.
And this video was presented to you by DIVO News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon as well so that whenever we post a video, you will get a notification. Thank you, guys. See you soon.